What's up, my gorgeous glamazons? I hope y'all can hear me. I'm gonna be a little bit more quiet because like I'm filming hella late and everybody in my house is asleep or about to go to sleep, so ASMR story time. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your favorite with your messy ass story time. I am actually really excited to tell you guys this story because it's hella fucking messy and it's just like, bitch, drama follows me everywhere, and like this is the perfect example of that. Bitch, just watch the company you keep, okay? That's gonna be the lesson for today's story time. I don't really talk about my experience being a stepmom because, you know, it's personal, an experience that's very close to my heart, and you know, I don't want nobody talking shit. I don't want any unsolicited opinions or advice. Bitch, being the stepmom, it can come with a lot of fucking drama and nobody wants to talk about it. But today we're going to talk about it because it's a real thing. So definitely buckle up, grab your wine, grab your snacks, because we're about to spill all the motherfucking tea. And I've been waiting, bitch. I have been waiting. We got to start at the beginning as per usual. And it's just going to be a lot of twists and turns. I already know, okay? Like every other moment in my life, I was the new person because majority of them either went to school together or they like met extracurriculars and like sports, and the whole group had known each other for years is my point. There was this guy who was a mutual friend of David's, right? He had a girlfriend, and so, you know, we did the normal schnormal shit when all the guys would get together. Then all of the girlfriends would kind of like huddle up together and we would chill and like have our girl moment while the dudes were over there being stupid and whatever. One day came around, right? And this mutual friend kept coming around and his girl. So I got to know her, you know, a little bit. We were acquaintances, and we're gonna name her Marissa. And I'm not gonna lie, bitch, it was not like, oh, we became friends right away. No, bitch, it was rocky at first because I was the youngest out of the group because David was already 22 and I was 19. So imagine with me, if you will, him bringing me around his friends, and like all of them are above the age of 21. Like all of them can drink and shit, and like I'm fresh out of high school, and they're like, literally all of them gave me so much shit about it. All of them were kidding, but this one, not at all. Like she was very annoyed that I was that young and like would just kind of like make jabs at me about it, whatever. So I'm not gonna lie, bitch, like we kind of had this rivalry going on. I don't know if I would call it rivalry, but like we didn't fucks with each other pretty much in the beginning. You know, we kind of like got through this weird part and we started hanging out more, and then one day like she asked me to go to the mall with her and I did, and then after that, you know, it became cordial. It was like summertime, and David and I were like going to summer jam and like just, you know, going out with our friends, going to like Red Rocks and like hiking and shit, and like really hanging out with our friends. One night came around and we decided that we were gonna hang out with a group of our friends, and Marissa and her mans were there. Okay, it turns out that they didn't live too far from where David and I were living at the time when I was living in my shitty apartment, bitch. And they literally lived like less than 5 minutes away. I don't even remember what the fuck it was or like what we were doing, but it was an event, okay? And we decided to carpool. By this point, I had known Marissa like 6 months maybe, like not forever, but like we're not strangers, you know what I'm saying? So I got to know a little bit about her life and like how she met her mans and how long they've been together, you know, all that shit. Well, while we were getting to know each other, bitch, she starts telling me about her tea, okay? And she starts like, you know, talking to me about some crazy shit that happened with her and her mans when they first got together. Honestly, I'm surprised that we made it this far because like, bitch, it was rocky at first. Like I really thought that we were gonna like end up breaking up for good. You know, my messy ass, I'm like, bitch, why? Like what happened? What the fuck? Like I couldn't even imagine because like they were stuck at the hip. Girl, she starts telling me about this other girl, and there had been some mess, and like there was like some back and forth between her mans and his ex when they first started dating. And so she was like, you know, we had to work through that shit because, you know, she was kind of like toxic and would not let him go, and like calling him, texting him, emailing him, like trying to get him to get back with her, and like just putting him in bad situations. And then you know, like he made some stupid decisions. So in a nutshell, bitch, this is like very fucking messy. And so Marissa was like, yeah, you know, but we moved past it, we worked through it, and like we've been building trust with each other, and we've been doing great. Well, fast forward to this night, right? And you know, they come come pick us up and we go out. Her man's was DD for the night, so he didn't drink or anything. Her man's driving, she's in the passenger seat, and me and David are in the back seat, okay? So we start driving, we're like downtown somewhere, and all of a sudden we hear a ding, and he's like, oh shit, I need to get some gas before we go home. So he pulls over at this random gas station, and he pulls up to a pump, and he gets out to pump the gas, and then David was like, oh fuck, like I gotta pee, I'm gonna go inside real fast, I'll be right back. So David gets out, her mans gets out, and so it's just me and Marissa in the car at this point. This bitch unbuckles her seatbelt and she reaches across, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, bitch, she did it so fast. She was like, and like, you know, just reached across, and I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Gets back into her seat, and she has her man's phone in her hand, okay? So I'm like, oh bitch, no, like literally this boy is like right outside my window, okay? He's pumping gas, and she's got his phone in her hand, and like we all know what the fuck that means, okay? Marissa, what the fuck, like what are you doing? And she's like, no, she was like, he's been acting weird all fucking day, and like I just have a feeling, and then, like it's just like, I call it woman's intuition, I don't give a fuck. Y'all, her fingers are going a million miles a minute. I've never seen anybody go through somebody's phone that fucking fast. Like you could tell this was not her first motherfucking rodeo, okay? So she goes through his opening, closing apps, ITT tech up in this bitch, okay? So she just like going through. And all of a sudden she stops, and her face, bitch, you know that face. Either you've had it yourself, or you've seen your friend or your sister or your cousin, when they see that their man's has been acting stupid, there's a specific fucking pendeja face that you get. And I'm like, y'all, my heart drops, and I'm like, oh fuck, like y'all, she goes silent. She closes out the phone, she leans back over, she puts it back where it was, she sits back in her seat, buckles her seatbelt, and did not say a motherfucking word. Bitch, I was scared for my life, okay? I was scared. I was petrified. David comes back, her man's gets back in the car. Immediately, vibes are completely off. And like, Marissa was a very bubbly, upbeat person. She liked having a good time. She was kind of loud. And bitch, when I tell you she did not say a word, she didn't make a peep the rest of the way home. And best believe her man's noticed, and she made it very abundantly clear, you are in trouble. Like he fucking, so immediately awkward, tense. David's looking at me. David straight up texted me and was like, what the fuck is going on? We get home. Of course, you know, bitch, like David's my best friend. So I tell him, and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know what she saw, but I'm telling you right now, like you better pray for your homie, because he may not make it through the night. Like the look on her face, she found something crazy. I don't even know how much time. Let's call it maybe a week, just for shits and giggles, okay? I end up meeting Marissa at a Starbucks. And it wasn't just me and her. It was me, her, and like two of our other friends, right? And we met there. I forgot what we were talking about. We were planning some shit. We were always planning something, okay? We had to be coordinating and shit. So we go to Starbucks. We have our drinks. We have a good time. And then, you know, one by one, our other friends leave. It's just me and Marissa left. My messy ass. I stay behind for a fucking reason. I need to know. I am that friend. I'm nosy as fuck. Like, you cannot leave me like that. Like, I need to know the rest of the story. And like, I didn't even have to bring it up. She brought it up. Okay. And she was like, beach. She was like, let me tell you. She was like, remember that beach that I told you about that is his ex? And like, you know, there was like some mess when we first got together. And I was like, immediately, I'm just like, yeah. Now keep in mind, at this point in time, Marissa and her mans have been together for like 2.5 years. Okay, so it had been a hot minute. In my mind, I'm like, this happened a long time ago, so like, what the fuck? Tell me why that fucking bitch was in his phone texting him. Yeah, I saw the text messages, and like he's been deleting them, so there's only like 4 of them left, but like I know he's fucking talking to that bitch. And he told me he would never talk to her again, and like he promised. This situation between him and her was the reason why I like lost trust in him, and like we were about to break up, Nikki, because of this bitch. And like she just cannot seem to get the hint that he is happy and he's in a relationship. She just will not move on. I'm sitting there, jaw on the floor, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did you do? What happened? Like, did you talk to him about it? And she was like, talk to him about it, bitch. It was World War III when we got home, because they lived together. And she was like, I packed my shit. I went to my mom's. Like, I'm not gonna be putting up with this fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna go backwards. Like, you know, we already, like, I'm done. I already told him I'm done with this whole fucking situation, right? Anyways, y'all, like, they had their whole fucking fight. She ends up leaving, but she didn't stay gone, girl. Like, you know, they ended ended up making amends and getting back together, okay? So as time went on and they like stayed together, you know, we still like hung out in the same parties and same get-togethers and shit. And so she would like give me updates and be like, oh, this happened, or whatever. Well, as that started happening, I start hearing more and more about her man's ex, okay? And it gets to, you know how friends are, bitch, when like when you have a rival and you have somebody that can't fucking stand you and you can't fucking stand them, when you go around your friends, you're like, let me show you this fucking bitch. And like, so, you know, that's exactly what she did. So she goes on this girl's Instagram, her Facebook, and she's like showing me and our other homegirls her man's ex, right? When your homegirl shows you this girl that she don't like or what the fuck ever, it's your job to be like, fuck that bitch, like her, like, you know. So, you know, we was talking a little shit or whatever, but first, this was like some messy hot ass tea, and I was so here for it. But there's a difference between like hot ass tea and like, this is just like a moment of drama, than like someone being obsessed and like you hearing about it, them talking about it all the fucking time. Thin line, bitch, very thin line. So it went from like, oh, this is fun and like tea, bitch, to why am I hearing about her again? Like, y'all, I literally got to know this girl's face like the back of my hand. That's how often Marissa was pulling up her pictures and talking about her, and like, you know, this was the person that really itched her booty hole. Like, just that one person, you know? We're gonna name her Kendra. Kendra's the ex. Kendra's the one that can't get the hint, and she cannot stand Marissa, and Marissa can't stand Kendra. They had already had like words. They genuinely did not fucks with each other, and they were like mortal fucking enemies, okay? Fast forward, bitch, and Julian starts school, right? And he's super fucking little, and he's in kindergarten, okay? And towards the end of the year in kindergarten, they had like this play and like this performance that all the little kids were doing, and we had to go to a different school for this event, right? And we go into the school, and they have this huge auditorium, and we take a seat right in the middle, right in like, you know, directly in front of the stage. And I'm so excited, and Julian had been practicing his dance for like weeks, and it was just like a really, really fun time, right? It's like so many fucking parents, there are people standing up against the wall, like it's a lot. I had family coming, and David had family coming, you know, to come see the performance. So, you know, every few minutes, me and David were like looking around, call over family that was walking in, because there were so many people. You know, I'm minding my business, and I'm looking around for my mom and like, you know, our family and stuff. I see a pair of eyes just fucking, I mean, into my fucking soul. Like, this girl was already looking dead at me when I did this scan, and we just caught eyes. And I was like, it was like one of those moments where you're like, what the fuck? Like, why are you looking at me? What the fuck? I shit you not. It was fucking Kendra. I've seen this bitch's face 1,000,001 times. I am 100% certain this is her. Bitch, here I go trying to be like subtle fucking girl. I start taking pictures, and I could not believe it. I was like, you're lying. You're fucking lying, okay? And I don't, y'all, when I tell you this bitch was staring a fucking hole into me, like it was personal, okay? Keep in mind, I've never met this bitch a day in my life. I don't know her. I sure did. I texted to Marissa, and I was like, bitch, tell me it ain't so. Am I crazy? Am I tripping? Or is that Kendra? Like, what the fuck? She texts me back right away, bitch. And she was like, oh my God, what the fuck is that bitch doing there? Like, oh my God. And so come to find out that Kendra's daughter was in the same grade as Julian. But not only that, bitch. Not only that. Because the universe loves fucking with your girl. Her daughter was Julian's classmates. In the same class, bitch. In the same class, bitch. What are the motherfucking odds? Can you tell me? Marissa starts texting me back to back, because she was like, what the fuck? What is that bitch doing there? And she was like, next time Julian has an event, like, let me know. Me and my man will come through. Like, I can't stand her. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah. So as I started finding more out, you know, I texted Marissa, and I was like, turns out her daughter is in Julian's class, and she's also like Julian's friend, and like, you know. So basically, in a nutshell, I was like, bitch, we have to, you know, maintain our maturity and like make sure, like, be adults about this, because my son is involved. My son is involved. And I don't be involving my kids in messy shit. This ain't my battle, bitch. I don't really I don't know nothing about this situation. I don't know none of these people like that. I don't really give a fuck. And yeah, I don't have a horse in this race. So I'm just gonna mind my peace and move the fuck on. I have my, friendship with Marissa for maybe like another year and a half after this. And bitch, there's just some friendships that are super, super draining. This turned out to not be a good fit friendship wise. I wish her nothing but the best. Fast forward to the next year when Julian's in first grade. They're having what they call a culture night. Again, this is a big event. When I tell you the hallways were like this, bitch, the hallways were like this. It was hot. It was muggy. And like all these parents are like going through there. Teachers are out in the hallway. It's the whole thing, right? We end up traveling down the hallway and, we're talking to different teachers and, everything's all good. And they had a hallway specifically designated for each grade. So there was only one part of the school that David and I were walking through, which was Julian's hallway. It's a very small space. First of all, okay, obviously this is Julian. This is his school event. So, of course, Julian's mom is there. David and I have been together for like almost 3 years at this point. But it was still very awkward. And, these situations can be very, very intense. A lot of the people that like went to high school with David, it's like a small world, bitch. So many of them have their kids in this school. So like there were people there that knew David, from back in the day, and like their kids just so happened to be the same age. It was crazy. So y'all, when I walked into the school, every time it was like walking through a time machine into David's past. And it's just, bitch, we end up at the end of the hallway, and this is finally Julian's actual classroom. We meet up with his teacher. He shows us his artwork in the class. They have like different little like workstations around the classroom for the kids to do. So, Julian's showing us everything, and then he kind of like takes off, and he's like with his friends running around, doing the little activities or whatever. And David and I are sitting there chit-chatting with his teacher and, kind of just like conversing with each other. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see two women walking our way. One of them's Julian's mom, and she's walking with none other than Kendra, bitch. I shit you not. I shit you not. Okay? How? They walk up to us. Julian's mom looks at David and was like, "Hey, David, you remember Kendra?" This bitch. Of course he remembers me. How could he forget? Not a fucking word was said to me. I was completely ignored in this entire situation, okay? Which is fine by me. But and how motherfucking ever. Did this bitch just look at my man up and down and say, "Of course he remembers me. How could he forget?" Like, straight up. You got me fucking doing gang signs up in this bitch. Y'all, I had to speak to my inner self. I had to have a conversation with the Holy Spirit in that very moment to not snatch this bitch and beat the shit out of her. Because that type of, y'all, when I tell you the fucking arrogance and like the fucking... You know when a bitch is fucking trying to jab at you. You know when they're being condescending and they're like they're being fucking disrespectful. And like, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate this entire situation. And I knew this was on purpose, bitch. And like, I was like, oh, okay. So y'all bitches think that this is funny? Y'all think that your little friend group is gonna fucking fucks with me? Y'all think that y'all's gonna fucks with me? Y'all don't know me. Y'all got me all the way fucked up and to the left, bitch. You got me fucked up. And I don't know. I don't give a fuck where y'all went to school. I don't give a fuck about any of y'all. I don't know y'all. David doesn't say a fucking word. He just like looks at her and he looks so confused, and he was like... Needless to say, it was an awkward fucking situation, and they end up walking away. And this bitch Kendra, really, she thought she ate. She really did. She thought she had the whole fucking meal, bitch. And he starts whispering to me, and he was like, "Babe, don't let that shit get to you. Like, they did that shit on purpose. Like, I don't know what that bitch is talking about. Like, that's so-and-so." And so, he starts confirming with me, like, that's my friend's ex-girlfriend, like, And I was like, No, I was like, I know who the fuck she is. I was like, but why she got an issue with me? I don't know. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Like, what the fuck? So he starts getting annoyed because he feels like his friend's drama is affecting him now in his situation. So he's like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know her like that. And I was like, what is she? So, immediately I'm looking at David and I'm like, I definitely have questions. I have questions. But I'll go home with this man tonight. So we gonna deal with that in a little bit. This bitch though, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, sweet pie. My son is going to this school all the way until the 5th grade. We ain't going nowhere. I bet you one thing, you ain't gonna be doing that shit in front of me for fucking years. That this shit ain't gonna keep writing. So in order to, you gotta teach people how to treat you, okay? So I'm not about to let this bitch walk away. Absolutely not. She gonna learn today. We gonna have a comment. Let's have a little discussion poo. Since you wanna fucking come over here with your fucking bullshit and try to disrespect me in my motherfucking face, bitch, please. And I'm sitting there doing my breathing exercises, okay? And I'm like, let's nip it. It's time to nip it right now. I take off walking and David grabs me. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, don't, baby, I'm grown, ain't I? And he was like, babe, please don't, come on. And I was like, listen to me. I would never, ever fight in my kid's school. Like that is beyond ratchet. But this shit's not gonna happen. That's inappropriate. So just trust. And I had to look at David and I was like, trust me, because if you want me to continue to come to these events for our son, I will not be putting up with this. So just let me get a few things straight. I take off. David goes pale, okay? And he just kind of like follows behind me and I take off. I look around the room. I don't see her. And I'm like, all right. So I go out into the hallway. I'm looking all down the hallways. I don't see her. So I start walking and I'm looking into every classroom. I pass like 2 classrooms. Bam, I find her. She's in there just kind of like chit-chatting with another mom. And so I wait for them to finish their conversation. And I'm in the doorway and I let her see me in the doorway. And I'm just sitting there, patiently waiting. She sees me. She acts like she doesn't. She turns her back to me and I'm like, bitch. Little shoulder tap action for that ass. She turns around. Kendra and I are face to fucking face. Sorry, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Y'all, this bitch tries to act all fucking brand new. Just lost puppy in the wilderness. Sure. Okay, let's step out here. Y'all, I wasn't like, this is somebody's classroom, okay? So I walk out into the hallway. She's following me. I walk to the furthest corner of the hallway, like near one of the exit doors. And I turn around. You know that condescending face when somebody's just like what? Y'all fucking know. She had that fucking face. Y'all, the amount of self-restraint, bitch. I deserve an award, okay? And then I turn around. She's got this stupid fucking look on her face. She don't say nothing, so I'm like, fine. I'll take the lead. That's fine. I don't know you, but obviously you know me or something. I want to let you know right now that I don't want any issues and I don't want any drama. I'm here for my son. And she chuckled a little bit because obviously she knew the situation. I always had to be faced with bitches that would chuckle at my place or like laugh and be like, you ain't his mom or what the fuck ever. And I was like, bitch, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. But anyways, he is the most important thing in this situation. So I come right up the street and I get to the fucking point because I'm not here to play no games. And I said, I am aware of who you are. I want to let you know, first and foremost, I am not friends with Marissa anymore. And this is precisely why. Because there was a lot of drama connected to her. I don't have time for it. I don't want it. I don't have time for it. Like, I don't fucking do well with this type of shit. I don't know y'all. I did not go to school with y'all. I don't come from around here. There should be no beef between you and I. So I want you to understand now. I would appreciate it if you left me out of whatever beef that you have between yourself and Marissa, because I have nothing to do with that. I was like, your ex is not somebody that I've dated or ever will date. This situation has nothing to do with me. So I would appreciate it if we could keep things civil and we could be adults in this situation, because this is, after all, a school and we're here for the kids, not for anything else. I don't know what you meant by that. I was like, but I'm not going to be putting up with the drama, Kendra. I'm not the one. You don't know me and I don't know you. and we can keep it that way. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to put up with it again. Do you understand? Sweetie, I don't even know who you are. You're David's girl, right? I can't stand a fucking amnesia bitch. I don't like, if you gon' fucking try to start shit and you get called out on that, be a woman about yours and be like, yeah, bitch, I know you. And what? Like, don't fucking act dumb. Y'all, she acted dumb. Sweetie, and I'll never forget that. Sweetie, I don't even know who you are. Bitch, fuck you. Yes, the fuck you do. Immediately, she starts getting into her past relationship with Marissa's mans. And like, just telling me, y'all, when I tell you telling me shit that ain't none of my goddamn, that I don't even give a fuck about, okay? She starts telling me how their relationship ended, how it's her fault, how she didn't give him room to be a man, and like she takes responsibility for her part, and he's such a good person, and like clearly she's still in love with this man. Again, none of my fucking business. I don't give a flying fuck about any of this, and I'm just sitting there looking at her like, okay, as long as you and I have a fucking understanding, I don't want any of this fucking mess. And I kept telling her throughout the entire conversation, I was like, yeah, but like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't really know him like that. Yeah, like I heard, you know, whatever. I was friends with Marissa for a little bit. I just, you know, I couldn't do it because, and I told her because of this, because she just came with too much fucking drama. So like throughout the conversation, I'm reminding her, I ain't got shit to do with that. I ain't got shit to do with that. I ain't got shit to do with that. I ain't got shit to do with shit. Okay. So like, keep your shit to yourself. Then, you know, then it started making sense that back when, like, right out of high school, David's friend was dating Kendra, and so they all used to hang out, and she knew David, and so that's how, like, they knew each other, and that's how he could never forget. Because I don't say shit like that in front of me ever again. Like, don't say shit like that to my man. Like, do not. I don't fucking play that. And she was like, oh my, that's not how I meant it at all. Like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay, like, let's just be cordial, okay? Like, that's all I'm asking for right now, because I really don't want to have a problem, Kendra. I really don't. So she spills all her fucking tea, and towards the end, she's like kind of chummy with me, and she's like, girl, like, you know, I get it. And because I wasn't friends with Marissa no more, she felt it necessary, you know, to like be talking shit about Marissa. She felt like she could do that. I had literally nothing to add to it, and I was just like letting her vent, and she was just like, yeah, that bitch, this, been, then, this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, whatever. She looks at me and she goes, oh my God. But like, to be honest though, I do watch your videos. Girl, like, you were so funny. Ain't this the same bitch that said, sweetie, I don't even know who you are? Ain't that the same bitch? Ain't that the same motherfucking bitch? I asked her, I was like, how do you, like, we don't even know each other. Like, how did you even know me? Both of these girls were like, had this like toxic obsession with each other. And she straight up told me, oh, well, you know, I was on Marissa's Facebook and I saw her posting with you a lot and like in the pictures, and I was like, damn, she's pretty. She was like, so then I went to your profile and I found out who you were. She was like, and then like I saw that you make videos, and then I started watching your videos, and I was like, ain't that some weird ass shit? Is that not some weird ass shit? I was like, I don't even know you. Like, how, I get that you have beef with a specific girl, but if they post with their friends that you don't know, why the fuck would you be investigating into the friends? Is it just me, or is that weird? So I'm like looking at her like, why the fuck would you be going to my shit? Like, she was like, and then, you know, I found out that you were with David, and like, and I was like, okay, well, I was like, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you're more than welcome to bring them to me. And she looked at me, she was like, oh yeah, and you can do the same. And I was like, and you know I will. I have no problem. Well, you have yourself a great night. And I'll see you around. I go down the hallway back to Julian's classroom, and I swear on everything, Julian's mom had a man's, and he was there, and I swear on everything, him and David were standing in the hallway, like watching this entire thing happen, and y'all should have seen their fucking face. Like, they were like, because like they thought we were gonna fight, and I wanted all of them to see it. Like, don't fucking get your little funky ass friends involved with me, because I am not the one. I will pull their asses aside in front of fucking everybody. I believe in confrontation. You are not gonna be punking me around. I am not that fucking bitch. You got the wrong one on the right day, bitch. And I will fucking call your ass out in front of everybody. I don't care. The worst part about it is that every single person in this situation was older than me, bitch. And they over here fucking doing this stupid shit. So I was like, I am done, okay? I wish that I could say that the conversation led to a more peaceful environment, but no, absolutely not. For the first like few times after that, like she was pretty chill. We never ever talked. I didn't fucks with her like that, but like, you know, she wasn't giving me dirty looks or nothing for a little bit. And then fast forward to like second, third grade, and all of a sudden, like she's looking at me sideways all over again, and like, it's like we never even had I don't know what the fuck her issue was. It was weird because like they had mutual friends there. Like I said, they were like parents there that had gone to like high school together. So I was definitely the outsider, and I was known as like the stepmom, David's girlfriend. And like I was judged so fucking harshly by these fucking moms that knew our situation and felt that they had the right to try to look at me sideways and talk to me stupid and be condescending, like just because they felt like it. And I was like, bitch, I'm not the one. And every single time I nipped it to the point where they all fucking left me alone. And I didn't stop going to that school. I let them know, y'all not about to fucking stop me from doing shit for my son. I don't care. I was there for field trips. I was there for in-school events. I was there for Christmas parties, Valentine's Day parties, passing out Valentine's Day cards, helping in the classroom, grading papers. I was fucking there, and bitch, y'all gonna see me, and I don't give a fuck. All I'm saying is that this role is not for the weak, but when you love this child and you see them above everybody else, nobody else fucking matters. Nobody's opinion matters. The only thing that matters is that this baby has the support that they need. That is it. I'm gonna be real. Had Kendra come out her face, had continued to be like bitchy like that, and had continued to be a smartass like that, I stood by them exit doors for a fucking reason. It's easy to drag a bitch out there, okay? So the next like 3-4 years were super awkward, yay me. And I had bitches looking at me sideways the entire fucking time. When people don't understand your situation, they're gonna judge you. You're not a doormat. Don't just be accepting people saying little slick shit like that around you, because if you let that happen once, they'll keep doing it. And I swear on everything, that bitch would have kept doing it had I not fucking nipped it and let them know who the hell they were fucking with. Cause like every time. Anyways, y'all, that's my messy story time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely give this video a thumbs up, because y'all know how the algorithm be working, so I would really appreciate it. Give that subscribe button a little tappy tap, you know what I mean? And I can't wait to talk to y'all again in a few days. I love you guys so much, and I will see your fine ass in my next video. Peace out, y'all. Don't let nobody treat you like Gaga.